Miss Maureen McGovern, ladies and gentlemen.
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Woo, wow. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Woo, wow. Now you're singing with a swing. When the music goes around, everybody goes to town. But here's something you should know. Oh, baby, oh. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Woo, wow, now you're singing with a swing. Swing, 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 swing. Listen to the trumpet swing. Blow, 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 blow. Listen to the trombones roll. When the music goes around, everybody goes to town. But here's something you should know. Oh, baby, oh. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Woo, wow, everybody blow. Everybody start to sing. Woo-hoo, wow, now you're singing with a swing, 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 swing. Everybody start to swing. Woo, wow, now you're swinging while you sing. Oh, when the music goes around, everybody goes to town. Just relax and take it slow. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Start singing. This band.
They're all right. They're okay.
Thank you.
That's a nice way to start, Maureen.
Thank you. Where are you?
I'm over
there
here.
You are. Hi.
Danny
Hi,
wants to say she
sweetheart.
thinks you're terrific.
Is she the most gorgeous baby? Hi,
Say hi,
Danny.
Maureen.
Hi.
Say hi, Maureen. Say hi, Maureen. Say hi to the band. Hi, band. Hi, band. Good. So you think she's real? I'm a ventriloquist. Oh, yes, I haven't been on the other side of the stage. Maureen, excuse me a second.
Oh, sure.
We'll be right back. How are all you over here? Good. That's nice. Can you see okay? Can you hear okay? That's nice. I'm glad to see. That's a beautiful child there. That's a beautiful child. How are you, darling? How old are you? 6. Would you like to be 7? Laugh it up, you little creep. Okay. She knows I'm serious. Aha, where you been, Perry? I've been here for almost 15 minutes. Watch it, you're out of focus. Move it. Okay. Maureen is going to do a number now that she did at Command Performance. I believe it was for the wedding of Tiny Tim. No, you're not going to. Maureen is going to introduce a performer that you are really going to enjoy. Here she is again, Maureen McGovern, ladies and gentlemen.
Jerry.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Sit down. Well, I'm delighted to be here and glad you're all here in the Pegasus Room at Rockefeller Center, and we're celebrating Cabaret Nights here in New York, and we got some great cabaret performers for you tonight. The first guest I'd like to introduce to you has been a Broadway baby since 1967, when she first set foot on stage with her mother in Judy at the Palace. She starred in many Broadway and regional theater productions and television as well, and also starred on the recording of George and Ira Gershwin's Crazy Girl Crazy. It's not crazy for you. Excuse me. Girl Crazy. Thank you. I'm so glad you're out there to help me with this. And most recently, she starred as Miss Adelaide in the national tour of Guys and Dolls, where a person could develop a bad cold. The most wonderful Ms. Lorna Luft. He had me so rattled. I don't know.
Such a sky you never did see. Who will tie it up with a ribbon and put it in a box for me, so I can see it at my leisure? Whenever things go wrong, I can keep it as a treasure to last my whole life long. Who will buy this wonderful feeling? I'm so high, I swear I could fly. Me, oh my, I don't want to lose it. So what am I to do to keep the sky so blue? There must be someone who will buy. There'll never be a day so sunny it could not happen twice. Where is the man with all the money? It's cheap at half the price. Who will buy this wonderful feeling? I'm so high, I swear I could fly. Me, oh my, I don't want to lose it. So what am I to do to keep the sky so blue? There must be someone. There's gotta be someone. There must be someone who will buy. Who will buy? Who will buy? This next song was written by my best friend. His name is Jerry Herman. I'll be here tomorrow, alive and well and thriving. I'll be here tomorrow. It's simply called surviving. If before the dawn this fragile world might crack, someone's got to try and put the pieces back. So from beneath the rubble you'll hear a little voice say, life is worth the trouble. Have you a better choice? So let the skeptics say tonight we're dead and gone. I'll be here here tomorrow. Simply go with on. I'll be here tomorrow, alive and well and thriving. I'll be here tomorrow, it's simply called surviving. If before the dawn this fragile world might crack, someone's got to try and put the pieces back. So from beneath the rubber, you'll hear a little voice say, life is worth the trouble. Have you a better choice? So let the skeptics say, tonight we're dead and gone. I'll be here tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. Simply go
How about that? That's pretty good. I would say it's wonderful. Lorna Luft. This lady said what she said before, and she meant it. It was about, I think she was younger than springtime, was Fred. She was very young when she said, you tell me when you want me. And I did. And every time we need her, she's always there. And that's what's made the MDA family so solid and so substantial, because we have people like this young lady. Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you, Jerry. I love you.
Now, get dressed and get out. Okay, you got to hear this. I'm on a plane. Are you listening to me? Okay. What is your name, sir?
Stephen Leventhal.
What is it?
Stephen Leventhal.
I knew you were Stephen Leventhal. I swear to God. I knew you were not Aaron Lett. Stephen Leventhal, I knew. I don't know why. I bet you're a broker, or you're a doctor, or you're trying to learn to be something that's going to make you a fortune.
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer. What did I tell you? You could tell. Couldn't you tell? You know that this hello I just made to him cost me $475? I returned the program to the lovely and charming and brilliant Miss Maureen McGovern.
My turn.
Tell her
Oh,
that,
God.
sweetheart.
Excuse me, I have a question to ask the audience. Now, how many of you out here have ever had Merv Griffin follow you to your high school in Brooklyn when you're at the ripe age of 12 years old to tape you for his television show? Well, our next guest did. And 2 years later, she appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show at 14 and who launched her career into high gear, and since then has performed everywhere from the Palladium in London to Las Vegas, and co-starred with the likes of Sinatra and Cosby and Joan Rivers and George Burns. She's most recently been voted Cabaret Performer of the Year in Los Angeles, and when I say this Bud's for you, I mean the extraordinary Julie Budd. Come on, Julie.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness wakes and stirs imagination. Suddenly the sun says, abandon their defenses. Slowly, gently, night unfolds its splendor, grasped, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold and feeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of a world you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to and you live as if never lived before. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin. Let your darkest side reveal to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the night. Can make my soul take flight. Help me make the music of the
Julie Budd. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Marvelous performer. Thank you, Julie. She comes with some tremendous credentials, that young lady. She was with us at the Americana in 1966, and I could never forget it because it was the first year that we went national. We had done shows throughout New York, Connecticut, the what do they call it here? Tri-state, yeah. Herbst or Tri-state. It used to be Brooklyn, and you were fortunate. Okay, Tri-state. And then we went to a national program, and Julie Budd was on that program, and she stopped the show cold. And I said I would never, ever have her on a show again. So it's been this long since we worked together. And I remember that. Excuse me. Oh, Topper is with us. Okay. I bring back to the stage the lady who this concert in Cabaret is dedicated to, because she is an incredible lady. Here's Maureen McGovern, ladies and gentlemen, once again.
Thank you, Jerry. Now, the gentleman I'm about to introduce to you believes that if you can't get Manhattan to go to the mountains, then you bring the mountains to Manhattan, which is exactly what he did with the highly successful Broadway show Catskills on Broadway, which he conceived and co-starred in. And he's also the dean of our New York Friars Club. And in the world of comedy, he has certainly earned the reputation of being a rousing Roman emperor. Certainly the buckle of the Borscht Belt. And a dear friend, Mr. Freddie Roman.
For those local stations who were cutting away, this is a good time to do it. Hurry back.
Thank you, Maureen. Never heard it quite put that way. the buckle of the Borscht Belt. But I wear that title proudly. And I am delighted to be here tonight, 64 floors above New York City, the Pegasus Room here at Rockefeller Center. Except that I'm the bearer of bad tidings for all of you lovely people that came here tonight. The elevators are broken. You'll be walking down. Well, thank you. Las Vegas, Nevada. People live in Las Vegas 52 weeks a year. In the summertime, 130 degrees. They tell you it's dry heat. Well, so's my oven. I wouldn't sit there. And then there's the southern part of the United States. Southern people are so different than northern people. Did you ever meet a southern man? They have no first name. Hi, I'm B.W. Southern women, 3 names. Hi, I'm Betty Bob Sue. It's my sister, Becky Wecky Lecky. Did you ever eat grits? Grits is a strange food. The more grits you eat, the more you have left on your plate. They grow and they multiply. There is only one southern state that is different from the rest. Florida. Because Florida is no longer a southern state. Florida is a suburb of anywhere cold. Here's what happened to Florida. Nice, normal people from the north got older and colder. They said, we're going to Florida. And the exodus began down I-95. Covered wagons with mink coats flying. And these nice, normal people got to Florida. Something happened to them. They became wackos. For example, the entire state of Florida goes out for dinner 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The early bird special. The state bird of Florida is the early bird. And why do they go for the early bird? Because retired people are smart. They are not going to spend $5 more for the same piece of fish just because it's dark out. So they go for the early bird, but they plan that day. They get up for breakfast 4:30 in the morning. Lunch is 7:45. 3 o'clock, they are ready to kill. And how do I know? My parents moved there 17 years ago. My dad was 73, my mom 71. They bought a condominium. They got a 30-year mortgage. And we wonder why banks are failing every day in this country. My folks were there 2 weeks. I called my dad. I said, how do you like it? He said, I love it. Why didn't you tell me to do it before? 2 weeks later, I called. He said, get me the hell out of here. I said, why? He said, I'm married to your mother 48 years. I'm retired 4 weeks. In these 4 weeks, I talked more to this woman than I did in 48 years. I have nothing left to say to her. Now that I talked to her, I found out I don't care for her. And my father, a businessman all of his life, he never went to a meeting. He hated meetings. He bought a condominium. He went to a meeting every half hour. I said, why, Dad? He said, they have Danish. And the most important meeting at any condominium complex anywhere in the state of Florida, November 1st. People fly in, they wouldn't miss this meeting. 6 hours you hear screaming. Should we allow the grandchildren to swim Christmas week? And they voted yes between midnight and 7 a.m. Because every Christmas the state of Florida is invaded by the grandchildren, the Jewish locusts. They come every year. Robin, Scott, Jeffrey, and Stacy. You got to be at any airport of Florida the day the grandchildren arrive. Thousands of grandparents biting their nails waiting for the planes to land. Finally, the plane lands. The grandchildren get off. They go into the waiting room. Now, remember, they haven't seen their grandparents in a year. And everyone in that waiting room looks exactly the same. Little short guys with baseball caps on. Could take them a week to find their grandparents. Finally, they find them, and the grandparents hug them and squeeze them and pinch them and kiss them and are thrilled to see them for about an hour. Then the realization sets in. These little are going to be here 2 weeks. What are we going to do with them for 2 weeks? We didn't spend 2 weeks with our own children. Dear God, please let it be warm. That night, the whole state of Florida runs their television set to turn on the late news, 7 o'clock. They hear the weather forecast, rain. The grandfather starts taking nitroglycerin pills. But the grandma, the matriarch, the smartest woman in the world, if every country had a grandma for president, there would never be a war. Grandmas are too smart. So the next morning, all over the state of Florida, you see little grandmas. Little grandmas. Oh, there are no tall grandmas. Isn't that fascinating? What happened to the women that were tall when they were mothers? Hello, Ma, we had the baby. No kidding. So the next morning, you see little grandmas with their little grandchildren, and they go into every supermarket. It's an activity. First we'll go to Publix, then we'll go to Winn-Dixie. They go up the aisle, they go down the aisle. They never buy an item. They just want to tire that kid out. And they hold that kid in a grip of steel. God forbid they lose them and have to call the daughter-in-law. That bitch. You've been delightful, Jerry. Thank you for having me. Good night.
Freddie Roman, ladies and gentlemen. He's about the best at that as we get. Thank you, Freddie. Freddie Roman. You're crying, huh? Why you say so?
No, I'm not. I'm laughing.
Well, I know you're laughing, but there's wet all over your chest. Let it out, sweetheart. When people like you laugh, comedians like Freddie and myself, we love to hear it. Let it out.
Oh, I can't do it spontaneously.
Force yourself. I'm waiting.
Can't.
You know what's so marvelous about tonight is that it will be tucked into a marvelous place editorially into the telethon. It will become a part of what we're doing in Telethon 94. And what makes it so nice is because we have a spirit tonight, and everybody's really been, well, people like Freddie Roman gives you an uplift, and it's just wonderful. But you must keep in mind that all of these performers, the instrumentalists, the musicians, the crew, everybody here is here for the same reason. They're here for the right reason. They want to do something exceptionally well for the most important holiday in the year for us, and that's Labor Day. And all of these performers give of themselves, their time and their talent, and I'm the guy that gets all of the bravo. I walk into an airport, and a woman says to her little baby, "That's the telethon man." She forgets my body of work for 50 years. You know, I did some stuff with Dean besides just eating garlic, and she said, "That's the telethon man." But that's okay. I have no problem with that. It's just that they do watch, and they do recognize that what we're doing is a public service, and it's the most selfless act that people assume is happening when in fact it's the most selfish, because we, all of us, we get so much from doing what we do. Now, this lady that I'm going to reintroduce again has been with us for all these many years, and she always looks like she just came out of a Metro musical with Gloria DeHaven. She's got that marvelous young zest and energy and a talent unlike any of us have ever heard or seen before. Maureen McGovern, once again.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
You marched away and left me here as empty free as can be. I can't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me, for there is no secret lover that the draft board didn't discover. They're either too young or too old. They're either too gray or too grassy green. The pickings are poor and the crop is lean. What's good is in the army, what's left can never harm me. I'm either their first breath of spring, or else I'm their last little fling. I will confess to one romance I'm sure you will allow. He tries to serenade me, but his voice is changing now. I'm finding it easy to stay good as gold. They're either too young or too old. I'll never, never fail ya when you are in Australia, or out in the Aleutians, or off among the Russians, and flying over Egypt. Your heart will never be gypped, and when you get to India, I'll still be what I've been to ya. I've searched the field over and lo and behold, they're either too young or too old. He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft, but then his number came up and he was gone for the draft. He's in the army now, a blue and Beverly. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because they couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band, and now the company jumps when he plays Beverly. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. A tootie blows it 8 to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note if the bass and guitar are playing with him. He makes the company jump when he plays Beverly. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. He was the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. And when he plays boogie woogie bugle, he's as busy as a busy bee. And when he plays, he makes the company jump 8 to the bar. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. Doodly-yada, doodly-yada, doot-doot. He blows it 8 to the bar. And blow a note if the bass and guitar isn't with him. The company jumps when he plays Beverly. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. He puts the boys to sleep with boogie every night, and wakes them up the same way